Oh, okay. Let me know if you guys can hear me now. Let me know in the chat. I think I was muted. Yeah, okay, there we go. Okay, perfect. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get started. Welcome to my weekly outlook. It has been a while. It's been almost a month since I've done one of these Sunday outlooks. So what's up, guys? It's been a while. I haven't seen you guys in a little bit, so I hope you guys have been well. I hope your guys' month of November went well, and we're in the last leg of Q4, the last month of 2019. And I have a couple of setups that I'd like to share with you guys. All right, so make sure you have something to take some notes with, because I'm going to be covering some things. I'm also going to kind of change it up of how I normally do things if you guys are a regular. Usually I bore you guys to death going over every red folder, even if it's not super relevant to what I'm trading that week. And so rather than doing that, I'm just going to tag the key things very quickly. So I recommend that you guys all have something to take some notes with, but let's jump right into it. All right. So on Monday, so tomorrow, we are going to have tomorrow evening, we're going to have an interest rate decision coming out from the RBA, the Reserve Bank of Australia. So that's going to be one interest rate decision. They are expected to keep interest rates the same at 0.75%. Wednesday, we have another interest rate decision, this time from the Bank of Canada. Okay, they are expected to also keep interest rates the same at 1.75%. And then Friday is going to be non-farm payrolls, our infamous NFP. Okay, so those are the three things that stick out the most to me. I know that there's a lot of other red folders, but those are just the things that I'm kind of keying and honing in on the most. I do want to also put something on your guys' radar in case you are not aware yet, which I'm sure most of you guys are, is that next Wednesday, so not this Wednesday, but next Wednesday, December 11th, we are going to have the final FOMC meeting of the year. All right, it only happens 8 times a year. I know that there's nothing here yet because we're, this is in about a week and a half, so we won't see anything populate on here until like towards the end of this week. But interest rates currently in the US, you can actually use the little cheat sheet right here, are between 1.5% and 1.75%. And there, if you guys have been following along with any of the speeches from Mr. Powell, Jerome Powell, the chair of the Fed, we are not expecting any interest rate change. Okay. Matter of fact, we'll get into this in just a moment when we look at the dollar index. Okay. Cause I'm going to talk about the dollar, but yeah, just to throw that on your guys' radar is that there's an interest rate decision from the Fed next week. Last one, they should keep interest rates the same, but that's that. So I have three setups where I'm going to look at the dollar index also. And maybe if you guys have something that you want me to look at live, feel free to throw it in the chat. If you guys are like in a trade, you have some analysis you want me to you want a second opinion on, feel free to throw it in the chat. But I do want to share 3 setups, and these are some setups that actually me and my students have been tracking for a while. Specifically, this first one here, USD CAD, and you can see that's been some consolidation for the past week. So hopefully we're going to get some momentum moving into the first week of December. So let's get into USD CAD. I know I haven't done a public outlook in about 4 weeks. I encourage all of you guys, though. I know I don't always do a weekly outlook, which I'm trying to get back to them guys. If you want a little update on the weekly outlooks, I'm going to try, like starting today on this Sunday weekly outlook, I'm going to try to be very consistent as I usually am. This is actually the longest period I've gone, I think, in 2 years of not doing a weekly outlook, a whole month. Sometimes I'll go like a week or 2 weeks without doing it, but Been very busy in my personal life and offline life the past month, so I apologize. I know a lot of you guys look forward to these, so I'm going to continue to bring the value to you guys. But if you were here on the last one at the end of basically September, it was the last week of September going into the first week of November. This was also a setup. I was actually looking at it. You can see down here, I was bearish on USD CAD down here, and this correction extended higher, creating a longer channel. So today's also going to be just a little bit of a recap too, because you guys haven't, I haven't been with you guys for a month. So there's been a month of price action that's been created. So if we look at USD CAD specifically, since we met last, all of November, it's been in this ascending channel. Okay, so you can see it pretty nicely on the 4-hour here. I have these two red lines. These aren't, I wouldn't really even call this necessarily a trend line. I am on either side. It's just more so for a visual for you guys and myself to, see that this is in a pretty clear channel. And you can see that currently we have, and this is what most recent, this past week, we've created this bull flag sitting above 132.60, which is a pretty significant level that we've gone over in the past. I am bearish on USD CAD. Okay, so just to, if you guys don't want me to beat around the bush and get straight to it, I'm bearish. Okay, matter of fact, I am in a sell position currently on USD CAD. All right. I'm expecting USD CAD to move lower with my stop loss, with stops above the highs of this quarter, this month, last month, all the same thing right up here. Okay. It's a swing trade for me, and I'm targeting 129 and lower. So basically, that's a free swing trade for you guys if you believe in my analysis. That, as a disclaimer, as always, this isn't financial or investment advice, guys, just educational and informational purposes only. Use your own diligence and risk management and your own strategy when you're entering your own trades. But my outlook on USD CAD comes from a couple of things. So where to start? I guess the best thing to start with USD CAD is to probably pull up what I posted in the Telegram. I'm sure all of you guys are in the Telegram. If you're not, click the link in the description. Free Telegram. I've been running since 2016, fully. I try to put as much activity as I can in there for free for you guys. And I do plan on just like getting more consistent with these weekly outlooks. I'm going to be ramping up the activity in the Telegram as well. And just like the free activity, all right, the free activity, giving a lot more material out for free, a lot more videos for free and whatnot, as I now have some free time after wrapping up these projects. But anyways, okay, so I posted this in the Telegram. I posted this back on November 26th. This is public, and any of you guys that want to follow me on TradingView can. Anytime I post something on TradingView, I usually try to post it on all of my other socials also. But yeah, sorry, not trying to promote myself, trying to get to the point, but also trying to be informational for you guys. But I posted this last week, and I'm going to have to reopen it because the text box got cut off. I just want to go through my points very quickly. Okay, so as I briefly mentioned, following Powell a little bit earlier on November 25th, so last week, beginning of last week, Powell actually met and announced that policy was steady. Okay. Basically, I'll just give you guys a very quick layman's terms breakdown of what is going on with the Fed right now. So let me also back up and let's just look at what the Fed has done, so you guys can get a little bit of a visual here. So the Fed has been easing, okay, and I just want to show you guys as a visual. So basically, for the past decade, okay, we were in a tightening cycle. You can see, I'm not going to go all the way back a decade actually, but I actually can here, but you can see that from around the 2009 area up until this year, the Fed has been tightening. Okay. And that's as a result from what we can call the Great Recession, right? That happened in 2007, 2008 here in the US. And so it's like a cycle, right? But anyways, we reached this peak of 2.5%, which is actually not a true 2.5%. There's a less than sign, so that's between 2 and 2.25 and 2.5. But you can see earlier this year in July, they cut the rates by 0.25%, and then again a month or the next time that they met in September. Now, since this September 18th meeting, when they dropped it once again, and now Powell has basically put out a very strong tone that this easing cycle, which is of them cutting rates, they did it too fast. Okay. And in case you guys aren't familiar with interest rates and inflation, all that good stuff, when just the basics, okay, when you decrease a country's interest rates, that usually is going to cause inflation to rise, right? You're making it cheaper for people to borrow money, so that creates inflation, right? The whole reason why you raise interest rates is to deflate the economy, right? To stop people from spending. Okay, so in basic terms, the inflation is rising too fast, or that's what Powell is saying, or that's what he's insinuating, that if you guys also don't know, the goal of the Federal Reserve and most central banks is to keep is to keep inflation at 2%. All right, that's one of the main goals. This is something I cover in my course. It's free for you guys to message me for it. But I cover the effects of interest rates and inflation. So you guys need to know this stuff. If you don't, I'm sure most of you guys are already pretty well versed in it, but just to recap in case some of you guys don't. So that's where we're at with the Fed. All right. And overall, even though we aren't cutting interest rates again, which was expected, right? Originally, we were going to cut interest rates again in December. That was the plan. That was the plan way at the beginning of this year from the Fed. Now they have decided not to, and that's pretty much not very good for the US dollar. But at the same token, not dropping interest rates more is also going to be good, right? That's going to help strengthen the US dollar. So there's two sides to there's a good argument for a bullish US dollar and a bearish US dollar in terms of the interest rate and just the Fed standpoint. Okay, there's a whole like global outlook and stuff that I'm not even going to get into. I don't even have the time to. That's something I do with my students on a daily basis, Monday through Thursday or Monday through Friday on my daily webinars, but I don't have all the time in the world to go over that today. So let's go down to the next point. Okay, oil demand rising globally. Okay, so this is a big reason, which is actually funny. I do want to cover oil because since I posted this, which was on November 26th, we saw this huge drop in oil at the end of last week, which I think that's just be a mixture of profit taking, lack of liquidity, which increases volatility, right? When there's less liquidity and less volume for orders to be filled, then that's going to create a more volatile market. So this is no surprise that the last couple hours, literally just the last couple hours of the market, oil dropped. I'm still bullish overall on oil. And that goes back to my point with, I need to pull that back up. That just goes back to my outlook with USD CAD, right? And if you guys haven't connected the dots, 2 and 2, oil going up is good for the Canadian dollar, right? So that's bearish USD CAD or bullish Canadian dollar, however you want to say it. My third point is strong tech analysis. Okay. Now I'm not here to please everybody, right? Everybody has their own strategy. Everybody has their own input and take on the market. Some people might not agree with, these drawings or these boxes and stuff of price action repeating, but let me attempt to, show you guys some proof, some evidence that this works, okay? That this is not just like crazy, just that these boxes, okay? Market symmetry in price action is so important. I can't tell you guys enough. It is the strongest, it's the backbone to my trading, okay? But anyways, just something very, very quickly to point out is you can see that before the last big drop that USD CAD had, all right, there was this period of where USD CAD peaked and it made new highs from a previous high. So like that would be this. And then this rise right here would be this purple rise right here. And then we had a bit of consolidation, which created like this bull flag, which definitely is going to be a bull trap at that point, right? It's going to be inducing buyers into the market, inducing buy orders and buy volume at these highs, just like it is back here. And then we see a strong bearish daily candle, and that created the momentum for the downside. So keep in mind, I posted this at the beginning of last week. There's been quite a bit of price action that has unfolded, and but my setup is still not invalidated. So if I actually press play, we can see that's what's happened. Price has really not moved since I posted that. It's consolidated. It's stayed sideways. I'm really looking for some momentum to break through 132.60. I understand that there's this consolidation and prices moving to the right. It's not, it didn't have this immediate momentum like it did back in here, back in October. So, I mean, I understand that, right? I get into every trade with preparing, knowing that losses are imminent. So we manage our risk accordingly, and yeah, but I'm bearish on this. And also, to go back to what I was saying, I don't want to make you guys think I was going to forget. I said I was going to give you some proof of how this works. I actually wrote, some of you guys probably didn't even know what I was saying when I write similar to AUD CAD setup in February, unless you're really like a student or somebody that really is like somebody that pays attention to everything I say. Because if I actually posted this, let me go to my profile on TradingView very quickly, and we'll go back to what I say in February. Let's go here, right here. Okay. So some of you guys probably thought that I was crazy back in, I guess this was January, late January. Okay. But on what, I'm not even trying to bullshit or sound arrogant or flex or anything like that. This is just the straight facts, guys. You can go back into, I have all my recordings. They're all archived on my channel right here. You can go back. You can search for the one that would correspond, whichever week would be the weekly outlook. That would be after January 29th. Watch it. And I went over AUD. I went over the setup on there. Okay. And anyways, with AUD CAD, I know this seems a bit crazy, but I'm gonna have to find this again. So we had this rise in this bit of a correction, and then made new all-time highs, and then kind of came down, consolidated for a while, dropped, consolidated some more, and then had a really big drop lower. And so I took that, and if you actually take that, you can kind of put it right over that right there. And that's where I got that from. And we can fast forward a little bit here. And yeah. So I'll just leave that right there for some of y'all to maybe hope you guys realize that it's really simpler than you think it is. You just have to be consistent, know what you're doing, have some confidence, and that's it. All right. So that's that. That's USD CAD. Let's move on to pound yen. So pound yen, I mean, guys, if you are not bullish on pound yen, I mean, if you're intraday trading the downside, little corrections here and there, that's fine. But pound yen is going to continue flying. It's going to continue moving up much higher. Okay. It's been me and my students, we've been looking at this the entire month, because it's been creating a bull flag for almost the entire month of November. You can actually see more than the entire month of November. Look at this. We started this in middle of October and are just now coming out of this range in the beginning of December. Pretty crazy to see such a tight range, especially after I've been flabbergasted with my students by this move, that 1,000 pip move in a week, right? So crazy. Yeah, Dimitri, I got you. So yeah, there we go. We've got this crazy bull flag on pound yen. It should keep flying. It should continue going up to 148, 150. I will disclaimer, okay, just like I'm an open book with you guys. I'm short. I have a position short on USD CAD. I have no position open on pound yen right now, because when we were here last week, I was looking for, was it the end of the week before last? Either one of those two. I was looking for pound yen to actually just correct a little bit lower. At the time, I wanted it to get somewhere around the EMA, which is around 138, which doesn't look like a big move. You could say, well, why didn't you just get in sooner? But that's 200, almost like 150, 200 pip difference, right? So I'm really not trying to, I'm trying to be as accurate as possible. So missed this entry, but it should still keep moving. It's good for intraday trading, good for scalps to the upside. We've been looking at pound yen for a while. Even this channel back here corresponds to the first. Every time pound yen makes one of these channels, it just seems to just pop off afterwards. All right, so USD CAD, pound yen. Let's look at gold. So gold, again, this isn't really necessarily a trend line, okay, kind of with USD CAD. For me, it's more of a visual to see the channel that we're in. Also, you guys that have taken my course and know my strategy, you'll know with gold specifically, I like to have the $50 levels marked off, kind of similar to the quarters theory, like a hybrid model of that. But right now we are sitting just above 1450. Now I'm not sure if we're going to get sub 1450 right now. I don't want gold to keep going down. I would like gold to rise. I would like the US dollar to start dropping. I would like Euro USD to start to rise. I would like gold to start to rise because I'm short USD CAD. So all of that would correlate to USD CAD dropping from a correlation standpoint. But I'm neutral on gold. To be honest, I actually don't even know why I marked off gold today. I did it right before the webinar just because I did want to look at it. I thought there's nothing really that sticks out to me right now short term. But I will say this. This is what I wanted to say with gold. Okay, is that, and again, I'm not trying to sit here and flex. I'm not trying to sound arrogant. But if you guys have just been following these weekly outlooks or just my Telegram or just my general updates, whenever I've talked about gold this year, especially beginning of this year when we were sub 1375, which was the multi-year highs at the time, right? When we were below this blue zone, I said that we were going to 1500, 1600 this year. All right. And I even told you guys, just like how I'm telling you guys that I might sound crazy right now for just using some colored boxes on USD CAD and price action, the same way I'm talking with that conviction right now. I had the same conviction at the beginning of this year when I talked about gold and said gold was going to go. I said you guys are going to call me crazy because at the time, not many people thought gold was going to break multi-year highs, right? 1375 was just like this impenetrable wall for the past 2 years. That's over 700 days on not 700 trading days, but 700 calendar days that gold could not break the highs. And so here we are. And I'm making more ridiculous claims that gold is going to be over 2000 this time next year, or at least have hit that point. Okay. I'm saying, guys, it's going to go up. It's going to go up. Now, if I had to say, like, from a completely unfiltered, like not trying to make you guys sound happy or anything like that, it does look like gold will probably keep going a little lower, okay? It looks like gold will probably go sub 1450. It looks like it probably will move into like the 1400, 1380 zone back to meet like the liquidity that we have just underneath this area. Very good chance that this happens, but I'm okay with that. That's ideal entry. That's ideal entry for gold, and hold that until at least it goes back to the all-time, or not all-time, but we could call it yearly highs. Okay, let me go through the comments real quick. We got a lot of activity. Thank you guys. Drop something in the comment or in the chat if you guys want me to cover something. I can't promise I'm gonna give my all on everything. I'll look at something, but if I don't like it, I don't like it. I'm pretty specific with what I trade. Let's see. Gabe said I'm long on Euro USD this week. Awesome. I would be too if I was taking a trade on Euro USD. I'd like to look at the course as well. David, shoot me a message back if you could. Absolutely, Jameson. I have been. If anybody also, that reminds me, if anybody has sent me a message and I have not gone back to you in the past, let's say like 2-3 days, I have been literally in the past month of me spending most of it offline, I came back to hundreds and hundreds of unread messages, and they're all getting unfiltered, and some read, some unread, and leaving some people unread on accident because I just have so many things that I'm going through. So send me another message and I'll get back to you. Gabe, let me trade on your live account. Did I look at pound yen? Awesome, already got that. There we go. That would have been a beautiful trade. GJ also not in. Our cat says GJ also not in, and also was expected it to go down there. But now the question is, do I still expect to go down there? I find that hard to tell. Well, I will say from a psychological standpoint, from market psychology, right, it would make sense to trap a lot of buyers in this area and price to drop down. You know, it's something I also go through my course too, is bull and bear flags are not just always cut and dry. There's, I call them, I've dubbed them manipulated bull flags, you know, real classic, real unique name. But a lot of times we'll see bull flags move, like in this case with a bull, or any flag, bear or bull. In this case with a bull flag, we'll see the highs broken and then the lows broken and then the true move continuing to go. Other times it'll be just a perfect textbook flag. And so in this case, it honestly is kind of looking like less like pound yen is going to come back down. It looks like, I mean, based on the momentum we've seen from the most recent rallies in September and October, there's a good chance that the momentum that was started at the end of last week, it could just continue from here. I personally am going to sit on the sidelines, though. I will tell you that unless pound yen does move down here. Okay, if pound yen does move down here this week or the next week, then I'm going to know that this is some manipulation and I'm going to be buying pound yen. But right now, I'm going to pass on this trade. And I'm going to keep my focus and attention on what I'm in and what I could also even, let me also just say this, is it's compounding. I have an entire section, entire video on compounding trades. I'm trying to like make it sound like I'm not selling anything, because I'm not actually selling anything, guys. I'm giving my course away and everything away for free. So message me, I'll hook you guys up. Christmas special, whatever you want to call it, it's all free. There's literally no strings attached. I'm not going to make you sign up for a free trial or anything like that. Just send it to me. I'll send you the link to the course. You get it, you go through it. But in there is a whole section on compounding trades, and I'm actually going to look at compounding this trade on USD. It's brilliant too. I mean, I'm sure someone else has thought of it. I mean, but I didn't. It's my own thinking of how, in my strategy of how I compound trades. It's beautiful. Here's the kicker, is you can compound trades without adding risk. Okay, imagine that. You can increase your potential upside on a trade without increasing the potential downside. And you're actually, when you compound a trade, this is funny, you're actually decreasing the potential downside with the way I do it, because you're just the way I set my stop losses and move my stop losses to break even. I'm actually, every time I enter a trade that is being compounded, so a trade that is, I'm entering a trade when I'm already in profit rather than entering a trade like most people do when they're in drawdown. It's genius. But yeah, you'll have to go through that. I feel like I'm getting sidetracked. Let's see. Do I still expect to go down there? Okay, expecting. Here we go. I got it. How about dollar yen? Yes, Jameson. So dollar yen, I have a very similar outlook as pound yen. I do see that the yen is the main driver for both of these pairs right now. I've talked about that before too, about what I mean by drivers, but pound yen. With dollar yen, I'm not as big of a fan of, because I do have a bearish bias with the dollar index, right? I do want to see, and not just and let me be clear, guys, for anybody saying, when I say I want, like, I'm not just like some mystical like seer over here, like with a crystal ball, like, or saying prayers hoping it goes. Like, I have reasoning of why. Like, I mean, I'm not just like I want it to. I have, but this is just a one very small segment when I'm trying to cover a bunch of things. So but yeah, I want the dollar index to go down, so I wouldn't want to be buying dollar yen right now, even though I'm bearish on the yen. I would, you know, like when you know that a pair is bearish, like in this case the yen right now, or you know that the pound is bullish, you can find a pair. You don't have to trade every single pair that is associated. Like, you can find another pair that has a better, you guys know what I'm trying to say? Like, let's say if two say two central banks are like bullish, like the Australian dollar is bullish and USD is bullish. Well, then you probably don't want to go and trade AUD USD, right? You should trade the US dollar if it's bullish against a weaker currency that you know that there is weak, or you trade the Australian dollar against something that is weak. So that's what I'm trying to say. So like with US dollar, it's like the yen is weak, but I also want the US dollar to be weak. So it's not like one is strong and I don't have bias for one to be strong and one to be weak, hopefully that makes sense. Our cats have one more push down and then boom to the upside with gold. Absolutely. I'm right on you with you. GJ, good. And our cats, how do I message you? Oh, if you guys need to message me, I'm pretty sure in the description. Let me just check the description. Yeah, if you use Instagram, you click the Instagram link and you can direct message me, or you can click on the Telegram link and you can go to the info of the Telegram, like the description of the Telegram group, and I'm the admin of the group and you can message me through there. You can find me on Facebook, just my first and last name, David Schinkel. You can pretty much anywhere, just type in David Schinkel and you should be able to reach me. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, even though I don't use that much, I get messages. So, but looking forward to hearing from you guys. So I think that'll be it. Last thing I just want to say, guys, if you could leave a like on this video, please. If you got any value out of today, if I helped you at all, or have helped you at all, and you're here loving the value that I provide, please leave a like. It helps the YouTube algorithm get this out and helps the channel grow. It's really cool. I want to see, that's one thing I'm focusing on next year, kind of weaning away from Facebook and focusing a lot on YouTube and video format, more medium and long format rather than short format stuff. So excited to do that. Dimitri, I also want to know how to get the course. Yeah, it's free for you guys. Everybody just message me. I'll send you guys the information. And the reason it's free, if anybody is listening to this, you're a student, you have purchased it, the reason it is free is because I'm going to be releasing early next year, I'm going to be releasing like a whole updated collection of it. And so everybody that has purchased it is going to get that for free. Let's see. Anything else in there? Jameson, excellent. Dimitri, got it, guys. Cool. All right. Okay, just some very nice comments, guys. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the support. It's really good to be back, guys. You guys are like my little trading family. It's really cool, and it's nice to see everybody. So I'll see you guys in Telegram. Students, I'll see you guys in Discord, and tomorrow for the Monday webinar. Everybody else, I will see you guys next week, same time. All right, so take care, everybody. Have a great trading week, and see you guys later.